everybody. My name is scientist Stavros Nasrallah. I study technology and animals. So, look, this is a very dangerous light bulb. It contains mercury. It's called a CFL light bulb. So in here, see these little lines where I'm putting my hand on? Inside these, there's a filament, and it's called a heater. They're on two sides. So inside here is components, and the components are attached on a circuit board. And there's a positive. I can hear something rattling, but I'm sure it works still. There's a positive here and a negative here. So this bulb has been used. It's a 14 watt, 900 lumen, 120 volt. So if one breaks, first thing, open all the windows of the room and close all other parts of the house it broke in. Then turn off your AC, no vacuum and no broom. Get out of the house quickly for 2 hours to make sure the mercury gets out of the house. And then after the 2 hours, you can come inside and then get a piece of cardboard and a container to hold and throw each broken piece in, even the tool you use to clean it up. Then a duct tape to suck up all the phosphor. The white coating is called phosphor, and to get the tiny chunks. And last thing to use is a van paper towel or a wet wipe to make sure nothing left. To wash your hand so you make sure your hands are clean, no glass, no phosphor, and also no mercury. And last thing to do with it is to send it to a recycling center with the container in, but make sure the container is closed and never use a vacuum or a broom. It'll spread the mercury. AC will also make the mercury go up to the ceiling, so don't do that. Our bulb is here. So it's a 9 watt dimmable LED bulb. In here is the ballast. And in this part, there's little tiny LEDs that were all on another circuit board. And, well, that's thunder is because in Florida, it rains and thunders during the evening. And in the morning, it is sunny. So this one is an LED. So it's dimmable. I have a socket. Here's my next bulb. It's an LED, but a different kind of LED. An LED filament, because if you can faintly see inside, can you see the LEDs are long? Because filaments are long, they call it LED filaments. In this part, there's, I'm sure, a little inverter. And this one is 6 watt. Here's my next bulb. This is an incandescent 60 watt, 130 volt. This is how its etch looks like. This is how the brand of it looks and all its things written. So if you can see that long C looking thing, that's what produces the light. See this rim around? That reflects all the heat back up into here, not to the base. It's called a heat reflector or a heat shield. So, and see these long bits? that are connected to the filament ends. That is what one applies electricity and one takes back the electricity to the source. And see these little things that are making it look like the C? They're called supports. And this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these two are not to do the same thing. The two on the ends are the ones who take and give electricity. Here's my next bulb. It is a vintage style. 110 to 130 volt, 60 watt. Now it's filament. I know you can barely see it, or maybe you can't see it. So it looks stretched. This is how it looks like. Now here are the two ones that give the electricity. Now it has 2 layers of support. That's for the filament that looks like this. And it is very good quality. Of course all my light bulbs are good quality. Now here's my next light bulb. It's a Westinghouse 130 volt, 150 watt light bulb. It's called a halogen work light. So in the bulb here, it has a filament, a heat shield, supports, rods, and a glass inside to support everything. Now in here, there's a gas. It's called halogen. It's not poisonous, so don't worry about the same thing you do with these when they break. So I have another halogen light bulb, but this time it's different. I think this one is dimmable. I'm not sure because we don't have its package anymore. This time it's 20 watt, 12 volt, G4 pin base. It's the same kind, halogen, dimmable, and great thing, it's UV safe. Now here are all its applications. Now here's what it looks like, applications. So let's go onto this bulb. It's a GE 120 volt 60 watt China G16 and half light bulb. So I'll tell you what this is great for. This is great for lamps. These are great for lamp use. These are also great for lamp use. This is also another good one. And here, this one is not dimmable. So I know I'm re-showing what I've shown to tell you what it's great for. So this one is non-dimmable, 40 watt, 80, it's 80 mAh, 6 watt, 5,000 K. So now let's go on to this. I'll show you what we need to do. Get these cords. So can you please give me a moment so I can plug each cord in a different place. Doesn't just work this way. It works this way, and that one there, or that one there, and that one there. And it can work like both on this side, I think, and both maybe on this side. But let's just give this a try. I might not like it first, but let's see. Wow! Look at that. I'm using a camera battery because it's making this fan very fast and the light bulb very bright, and it's rechargeable, and of course, because it's higher voltage, it makes things faster. Higher voltage makes things faster and brighter. So now let's try with this one. This one just 3 volt. I'll show you what will happen. Doesn't matter what side of the battery, you'll make the So let's try the other side because both will make them be the same but just faster. So if you change the polarity, the fan will move the other way. Watch this. Mine are light once I touch because I need to push because the tape isn't pushing very well because these are not sweet. These are 1.5 volt. Something stuck. I just moved what could have. So here, you might have noticed this, maybe not, I don't know, but it's a 25 watt GE tubular bulb. These are great for exit signs. It has a very long filament, has 3 supports and that piece, a long rod because it's vertical, one on the bottom and one very long. I don't know why there is this weird piece on the side. The flood bulb. This is a 65 watt, 530 lumen. Sunbeam, 130 volt. These are great for the outdoor lights. You know the ones that you have like, the ones with, that you normally see flood stuff in. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you know the ones that you see like outside your outside your front door. You know the lights that have like that are long and wide open in the inside and like look like something is holding onto the ceiling. That's what I'm talking about. This is great for these things. That is what it's actually used for. So now let's talk about the size of the base. This is medium base. It's the most common. This is candelabra base. I know you didn't hear about this light bulb. It says 40 watt, 120 volt. That's it, is what it says. This is candelabra, and this is intermediate. This is aluminum, and this is brass. It's just a very old brass. Here's a new brass. So, now let's test some Christmas lights. I think this is LED, because it has a certain polarity. I figured that. Look, this is an orange one. Let's turn off the light. So I'm using the camera battery to light it. I found out it works, look. Cool. Now let's try the red one. I have 2. This one sounds a little brighter. Red. I'm not sure what kind of strand of Christmas it goes to. This is a gold. Look at it. Wow, cool. It's bright, too. What about a blue one? Look at this. Let me just push down the pins so it can touch without having to push too much. Can you see that? It's kind of like a boring blue, but it's still blue. Good enough for us. What about this one? This is a funny filament. It's a very strong and funny filament. If you can't see the filament shape, I'll get closer so you can see. Can you see the filament shape? Let me just push down the pins of it. It just, I think the battery's running out. Nope. Just we need to push. So now let's try this one. Now this one is very bright. This is for a flashlight, not Christmas light. It's a flashlight. It's one of the oldest flashlights. Uses this. So if you're going to use one of these, which are this poisonous CFLs, put them this way, not this way or that way. This way, this way, this way, this way. This way, this way, this way, or this way. Any way horizontal or across will be perfect because these can start on fire. So again, don't use it this way or that way, that way. It could cause a fire. because the mercury goes down, I think that's the reason, into the ballast, makes the faulty components and starts the fire when they put too much voltage, that it strikes too hardly and the fire appears. That's the reason. Now here, these are different. This is a clear sunbeam, 40 watt. Now this is Sylvania, 40 watt. They're glow bulbs. This one you can't see its filament because it's white. This white is called phosphor. I mean frosting. And in the CFL it's called phosphor. So this one is 40 watt, I think, maybe 25 watt, because its wattage is gone. I don't know. So this is great for exit signs too. They're GE 145 volt. That's not our voltage, but it's still close. Pass a little. It's 15 watt China A47. And it repeats what it says. This one is Westinghouse, 120 volts, 15 watt. I'm not sure what it's great for. Maybe it's great for, you know that sound is our birds. So I think these are great for exit sign too.